You ever stop and wonder why you can find a Hollywood movie playing in Tokyo or hear a British pop song on the radio in Cairo? Well, today, that's exactly what we're digging into, how a country's culture travels around the globe. And we're going to look at three really different examples: the USA, the UK, and Romania.
So, how does it actually work? How does a country's culture go from being local to being global? Is it just through movies and music, or is there something else going on? As you're about to see, it's pretty much all of the above. And the way it all happens, well, that might just surprise you. Okay, first things first, let's make sure we're all on the same page. When we talk about cultural and social influence, we're talking about the way a country's music, its movies, its big ideas, and even its day-to-day lifestyle end up affecting other nations. You can almost think of it as a country's soft power. It's this invisible force that kind of shapes the world around us. All right, let's dive into our first case study, a country whose influence is, let's be honest, anything but invisible. We're talking about the United States, or as I like to call it, the global megaphone. I mean, just think about these three things for a second. Hollywood, pop music, fast food. These are instantly recognizable pretty much anywhere you go on the entire planet. From a blockbuster movie in Tokyo, to a pop song in Paris, to a burger joint in Dubai, this is cultural influence on a massive, almost industrial scale. So how does this influence get out there so effectively? Well, it's a few different things working together. You've got the obvious stuff, right? The movies and TV shows we all watch. But look a little closer. It's also the technology we use every single day. You know, like the internet. It's in the lifestyle choices that become global trends, like grabbing fast food. And it's even in the big ideas, these powerful concepts of freedom and democracy that echo all around the world. Okay, so that's the megaphone approach. Now let's switch gears and look at a completely different model of influence. We're heading over to the United Kingdom, where cultural power is really built on two things: language and legacy. This slide really says it all, doesn't it? The UK's influence is foundational. I mean, think about Shakespeare. His plays are still being performed across the globe more than 400 years after he died. Or the Beatles, who just completely changed the game for pop music. And of course, there's the English language itself, the unofficial language of global business and science. So how does this kind of influence spread? It's through the very tools we use to communicate and think. The English language is the vehicle that drives so much global science and business. British literature and music have inspired generations of artists. And a lot of its legal and social frameworks have been copied or adapted by countries all over the map. And now for our final case study, which shows us yet another way to do it. Let's talk about Romania, a country whose influence comes from a deeply, deeply unique voice. Now, this is a totally different kind of cultural export. It's not really about mass media or a global language. It's something a bit more intimate. Romania's influence is carried by its incredibly rich traditions, its celebrated art, and the amazing talent of its people. So how does this work exactly? Well, it's through the one-of-a-kind appeal of its folklore and its music. It's through literary giants like the poet Mihai Minescu. It's in the global achievements of athletes like Nadia Comaneci, who you might remember got the first ever perfect 10 in gymnastics. And since 1989, Romania has also become a really important voice in the global conversation about democracy and human rights. Okay, so we've just seen three very different models for how a culture can make its mark on the world. Now let's pull it all together and really see how these different paths of influence stack up against each other. And this table here lays it all out, nice and simple. The US uses that megaphone approach with its powerful media and tech. The UK's influence is more foundational, built on this incredible legacy of language and art, and Romania's is much more personal, driven by its unique traditions and its talented people. So you see, three countries, three totally different ways of sharing their culture with the world. Ultimately, what this really shows us is that culture is this incredibly powerful force that connects us all. And by understanding these different ways it travels, we can start to appreciate not just the loud, global megaphones, but also those quieter, unique voices that make our world so rich and diverse. So I'll just leave you with this one question. What culture influences you the most? Seriously, think about it. The music you listen to, the shows you watch, the ideas that shape how you see things. The answer might just surprise you. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.